back again. Parking ticket. Okay, so that's sorted out. Where are we today? Right, let's hope that today we can wrap it up all in less than 5 minutes flat. Okay. Derivatives. Now, derivatives are basically a contract in a financial instrument that allows you to either make money or not make money. Okay. Now the question right now is, what does derivatives, what do they have to do with wheat prices and more importantly, what does it have to do with Alibaba's naan bread somewhere in Cairo? Well, a hell of a lot, and let me explain to you why. Okay, because if you look at the price of wheat, there is no way in which a few fires in the Ukraine can possibly affect the price of wheat to the extent of raising it by nearly 60%. Now that's just impossible, and let me explain to you why that is a economic and financial as well as a mechanical impossibility. Now, first of all, when you talk about wheat production in the Ukraine, it does not even account for more than 2% of the cumulative wheat production in the whole wide world. Alright? The major producers of wheat just happen to be America, Canada, the EU, Australia, just about every country except the Ukraine. And so when you talk about the Ukraine today, it is a very far cry from what it used to be, where it was known in Russia as Ruskisyo Arasko, which is the breadbasket of Russia. No, that idea is basically shot. Okay, it has not been a breadbasket of Russia, or for that matter any part of the world, for the last 20 years. And part of that has to do with improvements in satellite farming, utilization of crop yields, and improvements in distribution patterns throughout the whole wide world. Okay, now that's besides the point. Okay, the point is, how is it possible for the price of wheat to go up by 60% in just a few weeks? Has it got to do with anything? Has it got to do with the fires? Well, not really, and let me explain to you why. Because if you want to get into the whole process of understanding how it is possible, you got to know that derivatives play a very important role. And how do derivatives play a role in wheat markets? Well, very simple. Now let's say we're in January of next year, 2011, and basically you have Farmer John. Now what Farmer John can do is that he can actually agree to sell his crops somewhere in April to Trader A for $10,000. Now he can transact this agreement in January. So what he's doing is that he's actually selling Trader A an expected yield return sometime in April, and that's okay, right? Now where it becomes complicated and where it becomes a bit nutty is when Trader A starts to take that derivative, that piece of paper, a piece of paper that he has an agreement with Farmer John Deere, and he actually goes to another trader and he sells it for maybe X amount of profit. So let's say if he buys it from Farmer John Deere for $10,000, he can actually sell it for $20,000, and that second trader will be able to sell it to a third trader for an increased profit. And that is the root of the problem. It is problematic because when you apply derivatives to food-related commodities such as wheat, potatoes, maize, and corn, what happens is that instead of the transaction being limited to basically people in the food industries who are very attuned to the supply and demands of various continents, what happens is that this entire supply chain of doing business is actually taken away from the producers and the actual consumers to traders who are sitting somewhere in some air-conditioned office in an economy that has no idea whatsoever about food distribution, about marketability of food in third world countries. And that means that what you're doing is you're actually pushing the market into a situation that is not dissimilar to what we saw with the subprime crisis, where you have whole lots of people who are just like juggling hand grenades. They're just taking one derivative and selling it and passing on the problem till somebody down the line just pound and the whole thing explodes and the whole pack of cards comes down. Now this is how basically the price of wheat goes up by 60%. So this is important for you to understand, because when you hear, let's say, or you read about the price of any wheat, any commodity, I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be specific to wheat. It could be anything from cars, houses, wheat, or anything. Now, my rule of thumb is this. Occam's razor states that the simplest explanation is usually the right explanation. And usually, when anything just goes up for no apparent reason, it's due to manipulation. And I hope it comes clear, and that's a wrap. And now we have to go.